Today's the day! Today's the day! Today's the day! It's today, today's the day! Waiting a long time for this. So if you guys haven't guessed by now, I've been super excited to get the Walker Evans shocks here on the 1000. It's only been made worse because I've had these things for a month and a half, 2 months, just sitting around. I've been waiting for this nice weather to get here so I could finally throw these guys on and do my testing. But the weather's here, the shocks are here, so I'm going to go ahead and put these on today. Now, with how the Walker Evans shocks improved the ride on my little 500, I can only imagine what they're going to do on this 1000. So I'm going to run you through the install here real quick today. It's super easy. The nice thing about Walker Evans is they are completely bolt in. You don't have to do anything other than unbolt the old and bolt the new one in, at least here on the front. And like the 500, I think we can get away here on the front without even having to tear the front tire off. So I'm going to get the front end of this guy jacked up to get the weight off of the spring, help it to kind of sag so it'll come out easier. And we'll get to it. Now, for continuity between the testing of the stock versus Walker Evans, I'm going to set the preloads on the Walker Evans to match the ride height of the stock shocks. So we're going to take a measurement here. I'm going to go right down from this push rivet here on the mud flap and take my measurement here. We are at 37 1/4. So when I put the Walker Evans on, I'll adjust the preload however which way so that we get 37 1/4 to the same spot. And we'll do that for all 4 wheels. Yeah, now that we've got it jacked up, we've got plenty of room to get in here under the tires. If you guys remember from the A-arm video I just did not too long ago, these are 17mm bolts here we got to take out. 2 per side. Easy stuff. Ow, my fingers. Why do I do that? Every single project I do. I think a lot of that has to do with my swivel. It comes off a lot easier than a regular. Probably could just use my regular. I think I'm going to before I end up losing a finger. I got enough muscle to use a shorter guy, I think. I hope. If not, that's gonna look really bad. There's the top. Old shock out of here. We reuse the bolts. Now again, just like with the 500, they got new bushings that go in and they mark them upper and lower, so there is a slight difference between the two. So just don't get them mixed up. So we got our bushings in place here. We'll go ahead and get the upper on. Whoa, baby. Fits like a glove. Get our bushings here in the lower, and again they kind of snap in a little bit. They will still fall out, so just put them in carefully or else you'll knock them out of place. Now I'm gonna have to lift my wheel up a little bit for these guys. And yes, this is a little easier if you have an extra hand to help. But as you can see, it is doable with one person without too much difficulty. And for these guys, again, we're going to go with a medium hillbilly grunt torque spec. Perfect. Medium hillbilly grunt. We're good. And they go on as quick and as easy as that. And boy, don't they look beautiful and under there. And again, you got lots of room here at the top to get in here to your adjustment knob. Clockwise to stiffen, counterclockwise to soften. And of course, these are labeled here too, so you don't forget. Let's get on to the other side. I can hear the kiddos frolicking around in the toy hauler. I think they're possibly more excited than Talisa and I about getting to take it for the takeover. One bad thing I will say about the driver's side shock here is you have your brake reservoir right here in the way. You guys probably can't see it from where you're at. But that doesn't give you very much to actually. Now might be the time to use my swivel. I can get in there a little better. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh. Ah! Stupid swivel. So a right angle impact would be very nice. You guys got one laying around, you know, you would like to send my way, let me know. Ta-da! Let's get to grab the shock. Uppers first. And with these bushings, guys, that is pretty much the best way to do this, is you install the uppers first, leave the bushings out of the lower, so you don't have to worry about them falling out. And then once you get this up here and bolted in place, you got enough room so that doesn't happen. Oh, of course I had to go a mile across. Some clear Scotch tape on that would help hold that too, but I don't have any clear Scotch tape. Ow. There's a brush bar right there. There's the top. There goes my bolt. Sounds like the kids are almost murdering each other there in the camper, but I don't think it screams of terror, just screams of joy. At least I'm hoping it screams of joy. I don't hear Mama screaming at him back, so it must be screams of joy. And why did I drop that? And then once the top on, you can pull this guy out enough to get these in without having to worry about losing them. Give her a little lift up. There she goes. Tighten them down to a medium hillbilly grunt torque spec. On a side note, guys, I have managed to get all them Disney songs I had stuck in my head out of my head. They have been replaced with songs from The Greatest Showman with Hugh Jackman. I'll let you guys determine whether or not that's a good thing or bad thing. I have not seen the movie, yet I have pretty much all the songs memorized from just listening to Pandora. If you guys use Pandora, make sure you comment below what your favorite created station is. Mine is Celtic Thunder. Kind of a sucker for Celtic music. Okay, medium hillbilly grunt. There we go. Bottom secure. Top's going to be a pain just because of the brake reservoir. hillbilly grunt. So originally here, guys, I gave an absolutely enthralling and mind-blowing explanation of what I was doing, but as you guys can see, because my mouth is not lining up with the words coming out of your picture there, I forgot to hit record when I moved the camera. But basically all I'm saying here is that the best way to get to the rear bolt on the rear shock is to go ahead, jack it up, and remove the rear tire. That makes things simple, easy, and is the best way to go. And one more thing to mention here with the rear, the Walker Evans are not load leveling. So if you're someone that uses their Pioneer for hauling a lot of heavy loads and stuff, and you like that load leveling capability these rear shocks have, then you might be someone that maybe you just consider replacing the fronts, because again, the rears, you are going to lose your load leveling shocks. The Walker Evans don't do that. Now, you can still, with a simple turn of the dial, stiffen them up so it handles that, but it's not going to do like the stock load levelers and click up and maintain that ride height. It's still going to sag. It'll just still be able to absorb the bumps better if it's on a stiffer setting. Alright, so the bottom one of these guys are going to be pretty easy, but the top, I don't know. It's going to be a little tricky getting into the top. Let's get that on there. And I'm on tightening. I want to loosen. A little muscle I'm grunting. Oh, get back in there. There's that guy. Can I get this wiggling in there? Oh, I can't. Look at that. Not too bad, I guess. Not as bad as I was fearing. Could have been a lot worse. Show you the amount of mud I just a little bit of mud packed in there. At least that goes to show you this isn't a trailer queen. I use her. I try not to abuse her, but sometimes you get into a situation where that's kind of your only option. But you guys didn't hear that. This is still under warranty yet. Alright guys, we're going to throw these back ones in here now. And just like the 500, the remote reservoir is not attached to the main shock body. So these guys will get mounted to the back of the A-arm here. Now Walker Evans sends these little brackets that will work with your stock A-arms if you still have them on there. And so we'll route the cord up and mount those there where we can get at them. And one little trick for you guys, if you have a hard time with those bushings staying in place while you're trying to force stuff up in, just take a little Scotch tape, tape them around, and that'll hold them in place to get them up in there, and you'll still be able to punch your bolt right through to get it installed. And no, I didn't accidentally install these upside down because of clearance issues. That's how they have to be installed. Now our reservoir is going to come up underneath here, and it'll be mounted right here to this. And this is a 5/32 Allen for these little mounting brackets. Ouch! Number 3. Lots of brake pad left. I hope so. I don't even know if I got... I don't know how many miles I have on this guy. I'm going to have to look now. Now I'm curious. She doesn't get drove near as much as my little 500 does. That's for sure. Here's another little trick for you guys for putting these in, because you got to come in at an angle here with these shocks. Put your bolt through your bushings and turn your joint here a little to the side like that, if you can see how that's crooked, and that'll help you line it up a little better. Alright guys, got the shocks all mounted up, ready to go. Got them adjusted down so we're at the same height as what the stock ones gave us. Again, just to be consistent throughout our testing of them. I'm going to take her for a quick little run here, take you guys with me. Give you my first impressions. Let's go into manual mode. Now right now I have them set at 4 clicks up from the softest setting. That was just kind of what I used for a baseline with my 500. I figured, oh, big rock, let's see. Oh, pretty good difference. Wash out. Oh, I tell you what guys, I can tell a difference already. For you guys, I'm going to take you through the country whoops right now. Wow, this is at 25. Oh my goodness. So right there was the country whoops. If you guys remember in the 500 the way that bucked and bowled me around. Now you guys didn't get to see the stock shocks with this guy yet. That'll be coming up here in the next upload or two, but let me tell you, so far I'm liking these Walker Evans. Well guys, I must say my initial thoughts here in that little joyride, I think I'm going to be very pleased with the Walker Evans on here. So make sure you guys stay tuned for the full review and stock shock comparison video. That'll be coming up here real soon. And if you guys are wondering if Walker Evans is the right choice for you for your Pioneer 1000s or 1005s, then I'm hoping my review and stock shock comparison video will be just what you're looking for to help you decide. So thanks for joining me on this quick little install today. Until next time, keep on riding.
Appalachian Mountain Riders is brought to you in part by the following. The Honda Side-by-Side Club. If you own a Honda Side-by-Side or are thinking about buying one, then you need to check out HondaSideBySide.com. Because who knows the machines better than the owners that use them every day. Head on over to HondaSXS.com and sign up today. Walker Evans Racing, providing high quality shocks and rims for a variety of UTVs. When the path requires more than just ordinary, head on over to WalkerEvansRacing.com. And by my gracious supporters on Patreon.
Oh, my eyes are burning. I got too fast, too much dust in them.